Welcome back to the Killer Media Podcast, your home for all things horror entertainment and movie reviews.
Mhm.
This is Tim, and I am Nick.
Yes, and we're here to talk about nuns. The scary nuns. That fucker right there.
That's 7 seconds.
Now maybe we won't
I
die.
guess.
So, basically, we're going into The Nun and The Nun II today. And that's all we got. Oh, sorry, I lied to you. We have to talk about Friday the 13th, Sweet Revenge.
Yeah.
Jason's comeback to the big screen in 16 years.
Way too long.
Years. So we're going to talk about that first, then go into The Nun and The Nun II.
Yes.
We got the timer ready to go, so let's just hop right into it. Sweet Revenge, brought to you by Angry Orchard. Now, to
Love me some Angry Orchard.
To get into this review, we have some props. We have, last episode, we introduced that we found our little spooky Angry Orchard collaboration. We're going to try the blood, we're going to taste Jason. We're going to try his flavor, blood orange. We saved it. We saved it for this episode, for the review. We also have Angry Orchard beer drinking glasses. That one glows in the dark.
Kind of. You got the way you glow in the dark. You gotta shine a light on it.
We're gonna give a healthy pour because it's 5 o'clock. So he's gonna pour. Someone's gotta go to work, so he's only gonna pour a little bit.
Yeah.
Imagine working.
Imagine
working. I'm just gonna top that off right there.
Yeah, you're gonna top Jason.
And this can glows in the dark. How cool is that? Come on.
You're gonna top Jason.
Top him off. So, we'll get into that. We'll do a taste test for this. So, let's begin. I want to say, I was surprised how unegregious the product placement was. I thought this was going to be like a super ad for Angry Orchard. But I don't think if you said it, they produced it, I don't think I would have known. They didn't force it. They just had it in their hand. They took a few sips. And every time it was on frame, the logo was covered.
That's crazy.
Right?
You would think that...
I was like, good. They didn't like product place it everywhere. There were a lot of apples though. There were a lot of apples in this movie.
Since I knew it was Angry Orchard who funded pretty much a lot of this.
Yeah.
I was like looking out for like the product placement,
Mhm.
and I was like the guy with the apples.
Yeah.
Like,
he was eating apples.
he's like, want an apple?
Yeah.
She's just like, and then the way he's eating.
Yeah.
I was like,
they focused more on apples than the actual alcohol. I was like, all right, kind of cool that they didn't like. It was not like Angry Orchard will give you power over Jason. You know, I thought it was going to be some dumb stuff like that.
Drinking,
yeah,
she gets super.
That's
fat.
what I thought they were going to do, but luckily, no. It was just kind of just a normal product placement.
Yeah,
kind of like in Weapons when they focused on the Coke can for like 5 seconds. That was like it. Product placement.
Yeah, I mean, she held the bottle for like a while, a lot of the time. That was really mostly.
Yeah, and it was turned around.
It wasn't a lot.
Like you couldn't see the logo. It was crazy. So it was good. Good on you for not forcing your product down. You did it in your collaboration effort. That's where you put a table. Maybe not. Anyway, I don't know if they can see the table. Here's the glass. It might be a little bit too high. I don't know. But yeah, we're not going to rate it. It was a 13-minute vignette film.
I thought it was a very nice, contained little story. I mean, it was like 13 minutes, which
13 minutes.
13
released on the 13th of August.
Friday the 13th.
I think they did that purposely.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah,
probably. For sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know where the story was going to go, but it seemed to fit the Sweet Revenge. Sweet, obviously the cider.
Right.
Then revenge. That's all Jason wants is revenge.
Well, the main character too.
And they showed the main character.
Yeah,
at the very beginning, I knew right away something was off about the guy, because I was like, he looked at the other girl and was like, why are you looking at her? And then the little monologue in her head, or to her friend, wow, why did he choose me?
Yeah.
And then I guess the girl probably was thinking, he didn't choose
me. Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. It was nice just to actually see something
Jason related.
Something Jason related, and of pretty high quality.
Yeah,
I would say he's not that menacing, but there's some really, really fun, interesting kills.
Yeah. We're gonna try this now.
We're gonna try this. Go spit it out.
That's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. I've tried all the flavors now. They have pumpkin, they have cinnamon apple, they have berry, and blood orange. I think I'm going to put blood orange at the top, then berry, apple, then pumpkin. That's my rating for variety pack.
I think my girl would like this one.
Your girl?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, the Sinful Apple. I only
This
tried the
one's
Sinful
smooth.
Apple, and then this is the only other one I tried. I didn't try the other two.
Pumpkin tastes like you're drinking pumpkin pie. It's a weird taste, and you kind of get used to it. The berry one, if you like berries, all right.
I like a lot of berry flavors.
Yeah, it's good. It was like a mixed berry.
So it's probably like that and this one, and then I feel like the pumpkin is probably gonna be the least of my favorite.
Yeah, they're all drinkable. It's good. Buy it. It's fun to have. They glows in the dark.
Yeah, I think the Sinful Apple one is like the most tame. It just
It's
kind of
basic.
tastes
Yeah, it's a regular
more like just apple cider with cinnamon.
Yeah, it's regular. Your well-known Angry Orchard is it's apple, but add some cinnamon, and it's not like Fireball cinnamon. It's not hot cinnamon.
I can't have
It's
Fireball
good.
anymore.
Neither can I. It's disgusting.
Can't.
Back to the review.
Not now.
Like Nick said, higher budgeting or higher quality, maybe not budget, but higher quality than a typical like fan film. They actually
you could still tell.
we had a legit director direct this who loves horror movies. He did the Wrong Turn remake. He's writing, I think, maybe somewhat directing the new Silent Night, Deadly Night. So he has some stuff to look forward to. And I think he did a fine job for a 13-minute short film. They actually attempted to put some sort of a story here that ended on a cliffhanger, which they didn't have to do. I think everybody was just expecting Jason to kill everybody. But I like that they actually tried to put like a whole story here, in a way.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't just mindless killing.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna like really critique it because I mean it's like a little 13-minute thing. It kind of is an ad,
Right?
But it's not an ad that's in your face. But it's still fun little Jason killing people.
Yeah.
The only thing that I was like really was like it just turned into like a battle at the end, but you don't see it.
Yeah.
That was just a little corny.
Sweet revenge.
I think a little corny where she's facing off with Jason with a knife. I'm like, all right, you're dead.
Right.
You're not.
Is she though? I
feel like it would have been better if he saw the revenge. But like I guess Jason, I don't know how intelligent Jason really is in that moment. If he knew what was happening, but like maybe he see like if we saw Jason see like her killing her, it would have been like okay,
right.
And then he walks away, like he stares her down and decides not to kill her.
Right. Yeah. Basically, my biggest issue with this, I think, is Jason. He looks like he's 12 years old. He's so skinny.
He's not Kane Hodder.
And the mask is huge on him. It's like a bobblehead. However, I will say the mask in motion looked fine. The mask itself didn't have an issue with it. So with color grading, the mask I think is fine. However, you got to get the right actor for it. He was like way skinny. He was very like short, and he just wasn't menacing. I mean, again, whatever. But that's
you need to get a big guy, pretty decent,
built, not like jacked, but tall and somewhat menacing looking.
Yeah,
I thought the kills were fantastic. This was a lot bloodier than I thought it was going to be. There's literally like people's heads ripped open and they're cut in half.
I mean,
blood everywhere.
It makes sense. I mean, when you're, I don't know really how to make cider, but I mean, all the blood. I mean, it's red apples. Yeah. It all makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like why they did a collab.
Yeah. I appreciate that. It was nice. And if this is like a proof of concept of what we're going to be looking forward to in the future, this story I don't think is canon. But if the movies are going to be as bloody and gory as this, that's good. Because this was like way bloody, way more than I think the 2009 remake. Like this was like out there. So if they're going full like rated R, body horror kind of gore, I think that's good. And the kills so far, I thought were awesome. The weed whacker one, or the
boat motor.
The boat motor.
That was a great one.
Ripped the guy's face off. Then he took the motor and chucked it at some other guy. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, he started running, and he whatever.
Yeah.
Started running. He's like, Doop.
Yeah. So the kills were well crafted and they were good. They felt very Jason-like. And then the apple core. I was like, there's a lot of apple references here.
There really is.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you didn't really get to see a lot happen with the apple core. Another issue people are having is the time jump from day to night, and the girl like drowned, and then somehow she's still alive.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
But she died. She came back to life. She's like a zombie for revenge because she got stabbed.
Yeah.
And was fine. She didn't die. and then she kind of looked like a zombie. Her eyes were all messed up.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
I
if you
think she
just
was like
yeah,
possessed by the lake. I think in this universe of this short film, Crystal Lake is like kind of like the Lazarus, kind of like affected her, so it brought her back to life. Kind of maybe what happened with Jason if they're going in that way. Good idea, unique. It's different.
yeah, I there's some supernatural element maybe
It's
that they're gonna
supernatural.
introduce more like right off the bat.
Mhm.
Maybe with the TV series,
Right.
that's where they're gonna go back to because I mean it's not like rebooting it, so
Mhm.
maybe that's where they're gonna head. They're gonna try to go more supernatural, but like I hope they don't go too much.
Yeah.
I kind of just like
No more
Jason.
telekinesis.
Yeah, like I still like the telekinesis line, but like because I mean at that point, I mean it, Jason was a zombie, so I mean they're gonna add it, but like they
Bring him
gotta
back to space.
yeah, bring him back to
Gotta go back to space. Bring him to Mars.
yeah, go to Mars.
No, it was good. I was fine. I wasn't like, can you expect a lot from this? No. But
No,
for what it was, I think it's fine. Just to see Jason on the screen again, it was good. It was fine. And the kill when the main character just killed her friend in the car. Again, revenge because she was cheating
yeah, when she
on her
grabbed the
boyfriend.
knife, I was like, yeah, she's gonna kill
She's gonna go, and it was ruthless. It's like, damn,
her. Thank you, you seized me.
nah, you're dead.
You're dead,
Fuck
bitch.
you. Good kills.
Revenge.
Good.
Sweet revenge.
Sweet revenge. You liking that air? Now we got that done. Now we're gonna talk about that motherfucker. That ugly bitch.
That
Don't come and kill us. I don't think we
Bonnie
should
Aarons,
be.
please don't come and kill us.
Apparently, she's a sweetheart in real life at like conventions and stuff.
She's just kind of funny. Just
Yeah.
she's definitely like menacing in all that
Face.
makeup.
Yeah. Would you go at a convention and take a picture of her in her
Yeah,
in a darkly lit room
very hesitantly.
with contacts that glow?
Very hesitantly. I think I could do it.
Yeah.
I think I could do it.
Yeah. They need a Halloween Horror Nights with the painting that emulates the Conjuring 2. I'd be dead. So we're gonna get into the Nun, the first one. This was directed by
Colin Hardy.
Colin Hardy.
Corin Hardy.
Corin Hardy.
Sorry.
Yeah, we'll jump into our rating out of 10 for the first the first Nun. So, in 3, you'll go first. And then I'll say, in 3, 2, 1.
7.2.
Wow, 5.9.
I
You kind
actually
of like the first Nun?
I like the movie.
All right. It has a lot of issues. For me, the highs, the sound design, the music, and the cinematography, I thought were phenomenal.
I thought so too. That was like the highest of the highs.
Right.
I still, as much as I rated it a 7.2, I think it is a lot of just like relies on jump scares and stuff
It
like that.
pure jump scare.
But
And
there's some really good cinematography.
the biggest damn issue, the Nun's not in this movie. She has more screen time in The Conjuring 2 than her own movie. The amount of times a scare is being developed and it reveals to be a nun, but it's not Valak the nun. It's like one of the other fake nuns that aren't really there, or it's something completely different. Why is the nun not in this movie? That was the most disappointing part. She's not in this film, like at all. The opening scene is the best scene in the whole movie.
It is.
Setting
really
up that
set
whole scene, the menacing nun just floating towards. I was like, all right, we're in for a treat. And then she doesn't appear until like the end. And then she just says boo a few times, kind of like La Llorona. She kind of just says boo. She doesn't do a lot, even in the second one and in The Conjuring. This demon doesn't really do anything. She's just there just to like, that's what you scare you. So that's an issue. There's no motivation. What does this demon want?
Yeah, even in the second one, when we get to it, there's still like, what is really the motivation?
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a lot of ambiguity what it wants. It's just kind of like messing with you. I don't know. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I love the music of like the deep hums. Oh, like setting that up.
yeah, the
Menacing,
setting,
good.
the vibes with like the church and
Mhm.
these holy grounds.
The atmosphere was well done. It was it was dark. It was smoky. Like it was good. Cinematography. They shot on location in a real castle, so that was authentic.
I wonder
Unfortunately,
how that must be for like the actors, like if it's at night and like it's a creepy ass
yeah,
fucking movie.
probably creepy. Yeah. Yeah. The lows. Unfortunately, the plot. There's no plot. The plot is a nun killed herself,
Yeah,
and they're inspecting that dead nun, and then Valak comes and just says boo a few times, and they apparently vanquish her. That's literally all it is. There's no like main story. It's just trying to find out why the nun killed him. And there's nothing leading up to that. The end, like the last 30 minutes, there's like one scene that just lore dumps the entire plot of the movie of, oh, this guy opened the portal for demons years and years ago, like all at the
Yeah.
end. So leading up to that, there was nothing to like kind of guess anything. It was all just scare, scare, scare. Here's the story. Let's finish it up in 5 minutes.
And it
So
was kind of basic. We just gotta close the gate.
yeah,
It wasn't something crazy. Thought maybe they could have done something more with Jesus Christ's blood.
right,
Maybe because they talked a lot about like the grounds are unholy. Maybe they
right.
could have just done something where like they had to like purify the whole land, and that will keep her like. I felt like she was already out of the gate that they
Mhm.
like. So it was like maybe they could have done more to just
Right,
close that instead of just they had to close the gate.
right.
And don't get me started on as soon as it happened. I'm like, why the fuck are you splitting up? The ending.
Yeah,
You see, they're all walking together.
gotta split up, gang.
Father Burke goes into one room. They're still continuing. I'm like, Father Burke, where are you going? And then they just go off. I'm like, come on. That's like my biggest thing. Is like, why are you splitting up? I mean, they made the comment. Father Burke's like, oh, we gotta find it. It was like, do it together.
Yeah, do it together.
Just
Strength in
do it
numbers.
together. Who cares about? Oh, it'll cover more ground, so it'll be quicker.
Right.
That's not gonna matter. She can
Yeah.
be anywhere.
Yeah.
Like she can go through walls. It doesn't matter. She can go through locked doors.
She's omniscient.
Like that's
Omniscient.
nothing's gonna stop you. So like being together is like your best bet.
Yeah, that's dumb and all. It's every movie. They would split up, gang.
I
Why?
hate it.
Stick
It
together.
makes sense for Scooby Doo. It
Yeah.
makes sense because that's something established that
Right.
they just do. And obviously, there's a joke with Fred and
Yeah. Yeah.
Daphne,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's always obviously Scooby and Shaggy.
Mhm.
They save the day, even
Right.
though they're the scaredy cats. So
Mhm.
it's just that's established. This is just a movie that's just
There's no reason for it.
there's no reason. Like give an actual reason where like she split them up.
Yeah.
Like that would have been better.
Right.
I was like, what's the reason for like? There's no valid reason. And in a movie where it's uh, a supernatural nun, yeah, it's not real,
Right.
depending on your beliefs. But at the same time, there's got to be some realism on like their actions. Like, what was the reason for split? There was no reason.
Right.
I don't understand,
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
and that pisses me off. Like
It
those,
does.
like,
Yeah. It's dumb. It's the writing. It's dumb. Why would you write it that way? I gave a rating of 4. Like again with the plot. There's no plot. Character wise, we have Frenchie, who's just a horny guy.
yeah.
And then we have Father Burke, who he's fine. I think he did an okay job.
I really like the scene when he's trapped in the.
That was a
the
good.
car.
That
I
was a good
liked
shot. It was claustrophobic. The way the cameras were presented were good. The little knocks and you could tell
and it was
things are
established
happening.
before that
The
they
bell.
the bell they gave a reason,
Mhm.
and it came back later.
Right.
And the crazy shot is like fucked up because he gets pushed in there,
Yeah.
and then you could barely see the ground, and then it goes down, and the ground's just completely fine, like nothing happened. I was like, what?
Power scale. How does that work?
I don't know.
I don't. Every movie is
That
different.
kind of suspended my
Like
disbelief.
if Val can just bury someone alive like that, do that to everybody. Why can't you just instantly just do it?
I don't know.
There has to be a movie. But I mean, come on, like. And how did Sister Irene? How did she immediately know that he was ringing the bell? They didn't like. She has
I think she was.
premonitions.
I think maybe she kind of guessed. She used her visions to see that something like that. But I think she was like,
But
she didn't know where Father Burke was. So I think
But
she
she
was
didn't
calling out to him. Maybe not that he was trapped, but then they're ringing the bell, and then she's like,
But
okay,
she didn't even like look in his room to see that he was gone. She just was awoken by like the visions of like Valak messing with her, and then all of a sudden she hears a bell ring, and she just goes, "Oh, Father Burke, where are you?"
I think she sensed it.
She could. I mean, yeah, she does
It could have
have
been a
the
little bit more
clairvoyance.
established her powers.
She has like, she's literally Lorraine. She has clairvoyance in a different kind of way. It works a bit differently, but it's kind of the same idea.
That could be like the way that the writer director wanted to
Right.
to develop it, but it's a little bit different than Lorraine.
And if she knew it was Father Burke, when the bell was ringing, she was kind of walking. I'm like, wouldn't you be running to like try to save this? And then all of a sudden, all the bells are ringing. I'm like, that's good to find out which one. But she still knew exactly the one. If she like, obviously, she can't have time to dig up every single grave. But if she tried a few of them first and then found it, but she still aimed directly to them. A bit convenient.
Well, his name was on the tombstone,
Oh, you're right. It was on the team.
so
But
she
then
like
why ring all the bells?
because like she would have had to go through if there was no bells and it was just the one bell, she would have been able to follow the sound so easily to
Oh, the
which
sound. I
tombstone.
got you.
So
Sound
like
wise, I got you.
she didn't know exactly where until it was like a couple of rings, and then all of them started ringing. So then
Right.
she's like, okay, well, I don't even know which
Yeah.
one, and she's got to look through all the tombstones. So she
Right.
used her clairvoyance to kind of sense his presence,
Right.
which I didn't mind that. I thought
I thought
that
the whole
scene was
scene
good.
was well done.
But if it was like kind of like those scenes all the time, a little bit more instead of like the ooh,
Yeah.
it would have been a lot better.
All the scares are drawn out to get the payoff of a boo. And it's like, all right. There's no genuine like crafted scares. Obviously, all the demons in all these movies, they purposely, for whatever reason, give away their downfall. Why would Valak push him into the grave where it literally has the book on how to defeat?
That was my
Like,
issue
why are you putting him in that
again
grave?
that I noticed. I was like,
And how
that was
convenient
very
for the
convenient.
plot.
That's
And
that's another point
and
of like, what? Why is the book even in there? Like,
right?
there had to have been a reason.
And then for Father Burke just to go, maybe our answer is in that book. Why would you even look at the book?
Maybe
Why?
maybe if it was a little bit of a twist where in order for Valak to fully get out, that he needed the book,
Maybe.
and they were kind of like he was leading them astray and saying, oh, that's maybe the
Mhm.
answers.
Kind of like the Book of the Dead to awaken more, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
But they didn't explain that. But
Yeah, it was just
like,
very
idea.
convenient where, oh, the books are right here. It's like, okay.
Right. So convenient.
Maybe if it was like to lead them astray and think that the book was how to defeat them, but
Right.
it was actually not to defeat them,
Mhm.
then it would have made more sense.
Speaking of defeating the nun, way better than the Conjuring 2. We actually had a legit item that makes sense story wise, other than just saying your name and saying I deem you back to hell. Okay. You actually put the blood of Christ on her face. Obviously, that's going to be the most potent weapon. Makes sense. I like that.
Yeah, it's a good MacGuffin.
However, when she drank the blood,
That's my issue.
she literally breathed out.
I know. I saw that
and
too.
then she still had it in her mouth. I'm like, come on, editing. Who edited that? Bad.
I was wondering. I was like,
she was literally gasping for air after she took the breath, and you saw bubbles come out of her mouth. Her mouth
I was like,
open.
there's no way the liquid would have.
Yeah.
There's no way that all would have just stayed.
I think that was just an editing mistake.
It had to.
They kind of missed that. So I wrote that down. That was kind of BS. And I don't know if they did this purposely because it's like old English, but one of the dialogue scenes was she hanged herself. Proper would be she hung herself. I picked up on that.
I'm actually pretty sure hanged is. You're able to say hanged.
She hung herself. Is past, present, past and present tense. Maybe I'm just being a stickler. But I was like, really? I noticed that.
Pretty sure.
And I do like how
hung is for the past tense for most situations, while hanged is used for executions.
Oh.
This distinction is not crucial but helps avoid criticism.
So it was an execution. I guess it does make sense. Oh no, execute, not death.
Hung is the past tense of hang in most other contexts, like hanging a picture or a coat. You hang a picture. You hang a picture. Yeah. So hanged is pretty much mostly for execution, suicide, all like that.
Oh, so it does
make sense for them to say hanged.
My apologies. It sounded weird, but that's the English language for it.
Yeah, English.
Another cinematography wise way I like these in The Conjuring 2, The Nun, and The Nun 2. In at least one scene, Valak's name is on screen to give a hint. In this movie, it was on the license plate of the car that they put their luggage on, the wrong car.
It's
the
even
license
in the
plate
book
said
too.
Valak.
It even says Valak in the book.
Right, but that was like plot purposes, like find the name of the demon.
They didn't even use the name though.
That's another one of my issues. So, based on previous lore, but it was hidden on a license plate of a random ass car. I love how they put those small details.
Mm-hmm.
Back to what you just said. In all of these when I was watching both these movies, I'm like, you could literally just say the name and she'll go away. Like, you could literally just say her name. You know the name. You looked it up. I guess he never gave that knowledge to Irene.
Yeah,
He kind of kept it to
I guess
himself.
that's what it was.
But like, why wouldn't you just do what Lorraine did? You don't have to go through all these items and artifacts. Just say the name,
He's the father. He could have exercised it.
right?
That for sure.
So I'm glad they rewrote that and gave it a legit reason to defeat her with an actual like religious artifact. Makes sense. Love that. I think the characters have zero development in this whole film. They're flat
Same.
as hell. Sister Irene, why does she not want to take her vows? Why? That's
Yeah,
an
it wasn't
important
really
thing.
established. Like, there's just they didn't go. They just kind of give these little reasons why they are there. Frenchie is kind of there. He's a horn dog. He found the the hanged girl, so the hanged nun, and then Father Brooks like, all right, you're coming with me. Okay,
And he doesn't.
but there's not really anything to do for him until the
Yeah,
second nun.
he goes away for like an hour. He's off screen for like an hour, and then he just shows up with a shotgun. I'm like, first of all, I don't think shotguns are going to help against demons.
Against the
Somehow
zombies. Some of the
somehow
zombies
that
it worked.
worked.
I don't know.
But he's barely in the movie, but he's also a big factor in the movie. Like,
He
he's pretty
is.
important, but he's barely in the movie, mainly in the second one.
And then Father Burke we didn't really get too much other than like the exorcism that he performed on the kid, but it didn't work out. And
But he never gets closure on that.
I know.
He never develops into like,
especially in the second one.
Now I'm over it. You know, I guess he said for the spirit of the child, I guess he said I'm sorry, but like that trauma, you never got over it and did something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Character arc, where are you? And he's just fucking dead in the second one, off screen. So he's just never getting that character arc, I guess.
Yeah, and then Sister
there.
Irene, there's a lot of established that like she's different.
Yeah.
But it's just like what really about her is different other than we didn't even like at first when she explained it, she's like, "Oh, I was different." I was like, "Why are you different?"
Because her visions, but
But
they never go into it.
They never really. I felt like her vision kind of came out of nowhere. I was like, "Oh, I guess she's got the visions."
Yeah.
I feel like there should have been a little bit more, other than what she said. They thought I was crazy. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
And then with Sister Irene, it would have been better. The whole movie, she's constantly saying Mary points the way. That's her main vision. Mary points the way. So they finally get to the statue of Mary, and she doesn't make that connection that she points the way. It's Father Burke that says, "Oh, remember, Mary points the way," and she's pointing to where the artifact is. It should have been Sister Irene who figured that out.
Yeah, she's supposed to be different.
She's the one.
Father
with the
Burke
vision.
is. I mean, he's a father. he knows his stuff, but
Mm.
if she's different, she should inherently kind of know these things,
Right? She saw the vision the whole time, and you couldn't make that decision yourself.
instead of like, oh, this character was like kind of like giving her
Yeah.
what it is. I mean, he's the one who looked in the book, but I mean, didn't really give him the answers.
Yeah.
And then the blood of Christ on that. Like, she should have been the one to kind of discover most of this.
And then, why would Valak? All the nuns in the whole movie in the abbey, the castle, they were never there ever. It was all an imitation. Why would
I know?
Why would Valak purposely give Irene the faith to pray against defeating her? Like, do demons not want to succeed?
That was odd to me. It was kind of cool though. Like,
it was cool.
It was kind of a cool concept. Like, they were all dead anyways,
right.
And there was a comment like, Frenchie knocked on the door or whatever, try to get someone's attention, but no one answered. I was like, okay, well, I feel like they're setting up that nobody's actually here, and that something's happened. I was like, the nun kind of looks like the one girl, the nun who hanged herself, kind of looked like the girl who was leading Irene talk to her.
It was, yeah, that was her spirit. But again, why would Valak make
like the audience kind of knows that, but like Irene doesn't know that, so it's kind of like, oh, something's on. Maybe Valak didn't do that, but like I don't know. It feels odd that she would do it, but also feels odd that she didn't do it. Like, what was really the purpose of doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you're diminishing yourself. You're
Other
giving
than
them weapons to fight you.
Like in the one Annabelle Comes Home, when Lorraine sees all the spirits, like maybe that's what was going on. But
maybe.
I'm not really sure. It's not really explained.
It's not.
Some things, not everything has to be explained, but I'm like, what was the purpose of if that was Valak doing that? Why?
Yeah, you're just defeating yourself.
But it didn't work as well. Like, it wasn't really working. So like, false faith. I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird. Uh, yeah, the director I don't think understood what made the nun scary in The Conjuring 2, mainly because the nun wasn't in this film, and when
Conjuring. She's not even the nun's not even really in Conjuring 2 either.
she's in it more than her own damn movie.
Maybe.
Look up. I haven't done.
The screen time?
Yeah, I haven't done it, so I don't know. But I guarantee you, she has more screen time in The Conjuring 2 than this film.
Let's actually look at
Look it up.
it.
So she's barely in the film, and when she is, he doesn't utilize her the way that James Wan did in Conjuring 2, and how Michael Chavez does Javes in The Nun 2. They just put her on screen full form, and then it's her. There's no like in the dark shadows you see her face. There's none of that. So utilized, I think, in the wrong way. She wasn't scary in this movie. It was all just jump scares. They reused the scene from The Conjuring 2 where you saw her shadow. They did that
I
again,
like that.
but
But
it was more efficient in The Conjuring 2. This one was so drawn out, and then it was just in a mirror, and then she just like roars, and then it goes away,
Roar.
and then it goes away. I'm like, all right, like whatever. Did you find it?
I couldn't find a specific number. There's a lot of things to go through.
I guarantee you, she's in The Conjuring 2 more.
No, yeah. And this one's saying why is the nun barely in the nun 2? I was like,
She's
no,
littered in the Nun.
she's definitely more
Every
definitely
single
in the nun 2.
demon in The Nun 2 is the nun, other than like the physical form. Um, that's pretty much all I have to say about the first Nun.
Yeah.
I think it's a snooze fest. I give this a 5.9. Sorry, this is a 5.5.
I
My
think
scores
a
are
lot of my
different.
gripe
5.5.
is not with some of it's with the story. Leading up to it, yeah, the scares aren't good, but I would say that my biggest thing was just the ending when it was just like, oh, this is how we defeat her, and the water
It
spitting
doesn't
out
make
the
any sense.
drowning, and then spitting out the blood, and then at the end finding out that Maurice
Yes,
is actually possessed. But
and
it's good.
I like the flash forward to connect those on how. All right, clearly they didn't defeat the nun fully, and it's kind of Sister Irene's fault. She thinks that he got infected because when he was giving her mouth to mouth to bring her back, I guess the nun was in Sister Irene, I guess, and then somehow transferred into him. I know they showed the scene with a snake, but I think it had to do with when he was resuscitating her. Because at one point, Sister Irene was like slightly possessed. She looked like the nun at one point, like in like a scene. So I don't know how that worked exactly, but
He grabbed
the nun is in Frenchie.
he I think I don't know. I think he grabbed the vial and then sprayed her with it, but
Right.
then she still was able to. I gotta look back at that. Forget.
Somehow he got possessed.
It was, everything like kind of happened. I was like, what's going on?
Somehow Valak returned.
So somehow Valak returned. That's my biggest gripe with the movie. That's why
Mm.
I still rate it high because I did like a lot of the shots, the vibes, the settings,
Mhm.
church like holy grounds, and Father Burke. Um, I did like there's a lot of good sequences like that didn't involve the nun specifically, but every time that the nun was on screen, as little as it was she wasn't as scary as she definitely should have been. Like it didn't live up to that very first scene in the beginning,
Yeah.
coming down the hall. I'm like, yeah, but it was really the ending that I was like, and the plot points that like set up but didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. It was a mess. So that's the nun. Now it's time for the Nun 2.
The Nun 2,
The most recent entry in the Conjuring franchise, 2023, Michael Chaves.
which
They found a director who I didn't know he directed this.
I
So
looked it up. I was like, damn, that actually kind of makes sense because there's some really good sequences.
yeah, he's been growing in all his movies. You can see his progression. For me personally. So R rating out of 10 for the Nun 2 in 3, 2, 1.
7.4.
6.9. This one is definitely better than the first one. It still has some issues, the same issues kind of, but there's a lot of better stuff. Michael Chaves knows how to direct the nun the right way. The nun's in this movie. That's one of the highest praises I can give. She's actually a presence, and she's menacing, and he actually shows off what she can do, and she's pretty damn powerful. Now showing that, and then having her not do it later on kind of like all right, power scaling and all these movies. But no, this one is a lot better. Again, I gave sound, music, and cinematography all tens.
Yeah,
It's all great.
has done really, really well with a lot of like the sequences. I liked one of my favorite scenes in The Devil Made Me Do It was like one of the first scenes of the guy killing his landlord,
Yeah,
and it was kind of crazy.
he's not.
It was really well done the way that they
Yeah,
did that and the shots. So I think Michael Chaves has a really good direction on like these horror movies.
right.
In
And he's
the
not
universe.
scared to actually kill people in his movie. I think he has like the only movies that he's directed other than Annabelle 2 where people die. Like he gives real stakes to these characters. And because this is like a way flashback and we never see these characters again other than Valak, at this point I'm like anything can happen. I can easily imagine them being killed off because we know the nun comes back, so they don't really defeat her. I never saw this before I watched it last night.
Yeah.
So I'm like, does she just kill everybody and she wins? That would be awesome, right? Because like the demon will finally win. It's not how it goes, but it was still done well. Um, I think all the acting is better. Frenchie really stepped up. He did more. He's matured, right?
He's not some horn dog.
Yeah, he's matured now. He has a
Which is a
job.
little jarring the first time we see him.
It is.
And that's why The Nun is so weird, like the first movie, because it would have been better if we saw some of that growth.
Yeah.
I mean, like the way Frenchie first talked to Irene in the first one, before he realized that she was a nun, was a lot more horn doggish.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, okay, I can't talk to her like that." But
Yeah.
it's like maybe show a little bit more growth than just that.
Right. But yeah, he's like way better in this one.
Yeah, we actually have a setup of him and this teacher he likes, and come on, this is not
Murder your thirst.
this does not hydrate me.
Don't say that. I'm trying to get sponsored by them.
I can't talk with this.
Don't say that.
Voice raspy. You're gonna have to talk.
Fine, I'll talk. As Nick was saying, I think he was going into the child. Frenchie, he's no longer called Frenchie. He grew out of that name.
Maurice.
He's now called by his real name. As we know from the ending of the Nun, one, he's still possessed. And we do know that because in the time frame he hasn't been exorcised. Right? He hasn't worked out. By Ed and Lorraine. They haven't worked them out. So he's still possessed. So obviously that's why the nun is in this movie. She somehow is still part of him.
She somehow returned.
She took a little rest, 4 years since the last one.
No,
I think he's been going around.
Yeah, he was going around, and that's why the Vatican was like, okay, a lot of things are happening, and then they wanted Sister Irene again. She's like, no.
That's one of my issues, and I'll get into that in 1 second. But the opening scene in this, as it was going out, it's very drawn out. Very drawn out, the opening sequence. I'm like, all right, is this going to end in another jump scare? And then they fucking light the priest on fire. I'm like, this is awesome. That was cool. She literally just basically, what's the word for fire? Pyro killed this father, this priest. Just lift him up and just set him aflame. Awesome.
So many, like, so much religious, like crosses everywhere in imagery.
Show the power of Valak, and we finally have seen it. She's menacing in this movie. Yes. And she's in the movie. She's in this movie. She's in it. Every time there's a scare, she's at the forefront. It's not some fake nun. It's done well here.
It is. Michael Chaves definitely
it's done well.
Shows us how powerful she is. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't equate to the ending. I feel like
the ending is kind of the same. Yeah,
I have issues. The ending's like that, and then twice over. It's like it's like you think she's defeated. Oh no,
she's still not
back, and then
defeated.
We have a whole nother sequence. I feel like the end was like very drawn out too.
Right. So back to what I was going to say before with when you said Sister Irene, she has to be brought back in to make another miracle. She was so against it. She's like, I'm not doing that. I almost died. I'm not doing that. And all of a sudden she was like, all right, I'll do it. She was very easily convinced. At least like entice her with something. She was like, no, I'm not doing it.
The only thing we have of that was the little story the other nuns were talking about of Father Burke and her going, and then
how does no one know her story?
Yeah,
She
I'm
was there.
confused.
How does they know Father Burke's story? He like went through this whole character arc on his own and then died. He had his own thing. He was promoted to a bishop, and nobody just remembered Sister Irene at all. She was never there.
I guess she didn't want to
She was the
remember it.
freak.
She didn't want to remember it.
But how weird how her story was never enlightened. It was
Yeah.
like she was never there.
Yeah, we only get like a little snippet of like Sister Irene definitely did not like what happened. So she wants
I
to
don't think anybody would
she
like
wants
that.
to stay far away from that.
Yeah, she almost died.
She doesn't believe that she has this duty.
She had to literally ingest the blood of Christ. Crazy.
Underwater.
Underwater and then spit it out and then somehow put it back in your mouth. Absolutely crazy. Crazy. I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something, then I forgot.
I don't know. I don't really like Deborah's character.
Deborah, is she the mom?
No, she's the other sister that comes with her.
Oh, she's useless. Oh my god. She did nothing. Her whole purpose in this film is to say, how does that work? How do we defeat her? What's that do? She was just
and to just show
exposition.
her that she's like, I feel like I think she's supposed to like show the growth of Sister Irene, where Sister Irene, she hadn't even taken her vows yet.
Uh-huh.
So I guess that was kind of try to highlight that Sister Irene is a lot more mature
Right.
in her path
Mhm.
and why she's here. I mean, both of them were sent here like unwillingly, which is kind of crazy. I'm thinking about that. I'm like, all right, you could just send them away and just be a nun.
And I was gonna say, why would you bring Deborah into this? She first of all, she doesn't even believe.
She didn't want. She
She
didn't
doesn't.
realize that she came.
She
She
doesn't.
hopped on the train and was like, "Oh, I'm
Just
here now."
by accident. Oh,
Yeah, she.
I thought she was sent with.
But it was kind of like I feel like there should have been a scene like showing us that, because after the scene we just see Deborah is actually with, like, she's just standing in the room and learning what happened.
Right.
And I guess that's where she's like, okay, I'm gonna help Sister Irene. But
Right.
then we see Sister Irene sitting in the train, the train car, and then Deborah comes in and was like,
Like,
and
where'd
then
you come
Sister
from?
Irene's like, why are you here?
Yeah.
And then she explained. It was like too quick. I was just like, oh, this is just kind of like,
Yeah.
going through the plot. There wasn't really like a lot of meaning. Deborah's character is, I guess, supposed to show the maturity between Sister Irene from the first one and how I guess she's trying to mentor like Deborah because she doesn't really have faith.
She doesn't believe in anything. She's like, does God really exist? She doesn't believe in anything. So he's like, I know you were forced to be a nun, but like, why are the nuns still taking you in? Like, nuns are supposed to be very like strict in what they do.
I think
I
Sister
think there's a
Irene
lot
made a
of
comment about being kicked out, like if you're not doing something.
Yeah, she's not doing shit. She was
like the more and more stuff that accumulates, like I think
Yeah.
you can get kicked out.
yeah, but like, and obviously she has her own kind of character arc of just believing. She doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
She pissed me off. She didn't do anything. She's just there. The lore dump. To ask about lore dump. Oh, how does this work? Oh, where's that? That's all
And to
she
shine
did.
the light.
Yeah, and shine the light. The plot kind of the same as the first one. There's no real basic story. At least they give Valak an objective in this, other than just being there to scare you. She has to like get some artifact to have the all power. You're literally whatever. And they explained why she's a demon. She was once an angel who was forbidden for that right. They were like, no, you can't be an angel. Forget it. And then she got pissed and became a like they gave her at least some backstory.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like all demons things actually used to be like
Angels.
I feel like anything heaven was like came first, and then after I'm not like crazy on like the lore of the Bible and stuff like that, but
the lore
like
of the
Lucifer, how like he was one of the angels. He was an angel too as well.
Mhm.
So then he goes to hell and he becomes the devil and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
that's a lot of. I'm glad that they expanded Valak instead of the first one. They were like, oh, here's demon. What does she want? Or he she is.
I think it's a he.
I'm pretty sure it is a he, but takes the form of.
But
the nun.
technically they're all it's.
Yeah.
I think they reference he. But
but Valak is just at least better lore wise.
Yeah.
Definitely in the second one
Right.
compared to the first one, where
they attempt.
there's an actual motive instead of what is the reason.
Now, going back to the scares, they do still end up being jump scares, but the lead ups and some of the in the darkness, he uses the nun kind of like in The Conjuring 2, where she's there, you just see her face, glowing eyes, She's the distance, and she's creepy as shit.
Dude, my favorite scene was the
Creepy as
fucking
shit.
cracks in the wall.
Yeah. That was literally like a shot to shot almost with the Conjuring painting scene, but done a different way. And it was very effective. She's just staring at her. I'm like, ooh.
The crack in the even
Ooh.
after the
It
crack in the
looked
wall
like her.
becomes light. It's like
Looked like
it
her.
looks like her again. And then all the magazines
newspaper
flipping,
scene.
turning into that. I was like, damn.
I think that whole newspaper scene could be arguably one of the best scenes in the entire Conjuring. That scene was so like tense, and yeah, unfortunately, it was just a jump scare that I think could have been done better. Of just a one frame grab your neck.
It could have been done better, but at the same time, like if you're gonna do a jump scare like that, then I guess you're gonna have to make the lead up,
Yeah,
like look great,
right.
so that
And
it doesn't
it does look
impact
great.
as much.
I mean, they used a mountain to show her face, and the mountain looked like her face. Like they're using real life footage, and leading up to that scene, again, that's where they spell her name. Did you notice that? As she's running through like all the corridors, in like every other kind of frame, it spells out. There's a V in the background here. She keeps going. Then there's an A. Then there's an L somewhere like littered on the screen. I'm like, it's awesome how her name is always in these shots.
Everything's so quick. It's so quick to see.
They kind of made it a bit obvious.
I guess I'm retarded. I can't say that. I'm dumb.
He caught himself there. But yeah, go to like YouTube and look at that scene. Like I was like, oh, that's great. I love when they do that, and it's only for this character. I think it's great. I don't know. I think she's the boss. I think she's more powerful than Annabelle.
I think so.
Although Annabelle, you can't seem to contain the nun. She's always there, always. She has a vendetta
Like
against Lorraine.
if you get them unpossessed, I mean, like you're not gonna kill Valak.
You can. I don't think you can. You can never completely destroy them. They'll always come back somehow.
I mean, isn't it better if they were a conduit? Because I mean, when you think about it,
She has no conduit.
Because Annabelle, well, no, Annabelle is a conduit, but they can't not have her as a conduit because they says that there's consequences if we destroy Annabelle.
Right. But I think that's what makes the nun so powerful. So far, she literally has no conduit. She can just show up whenever she wants.
And she's inhumane.
Yeah. Well, Annabelle is too.
Yeah.
But she has no like thing to contain. They haven't found a way to contain her yet. So she's always coming back, which is why I think she's the main boss demon in the Conjuring Last Rites.
Valak and Annabelle.
They're going to team up.
Team up.
You can't defeat that. You can't defeat that. You can't.
Turning into the Avengers.
Yeah.
Especially with that call at the end.
The call.
Corny.
It's
not gonna lie, a little corny.
It's Nick Fury on the phone. Hey, we're building a team. Sister Irene, you got somehow
Samuel.
I think she would.
Samuel Jackson has like a credit.
Yeah,
he's got a credit, so
it was
him on the phone.
He'd be a new father.
Yeah, I believe it.
It took over after father, whatever his name was.
There was a belief.
There was an idea.
There was an idea.
So, one of the things I want to mention is Frenchie Maurice has been with the mom and the daughter. I forgot her name. You have it written down. You're good at writing names. Kate. He's with her the whole movie. They're kind of like friends. He's kind of like a father figure to this child, and then Kate wants them to get together. Not the child, the mom.
Yeah,
the mom. And then obviously he's possessed the whole film, only in certain moments. And then near the end, they finally realize he's been possessed, kind of this whole time, and he's like about to kill them. And then after the scene plays out, and after he kind of runs away, the mom's kind of like, "What was that? What happened?" Like she's not terrified that he's been with the daughter the entire time.
Yeah, it felt like
there should have been more like, "Oh my god, has he ever done this before? Like, what's going on?" As a mom, I think that would have sparked a more reaction.
And the fact that at the very end, when obviously Valak is still kind of in Maurice, because the cross, I looked it up. It was like, because I was still not sure. I was like, okay, well, Valak definitely came back in the Conjuring 2. They still have to exercise, the Warrens still have to exercise Maurice.
So he's still in Frenchie, Maurice.
So even that's the very end, and he goes with Kate, and I was like, okay, well, I don't know. After that, probably would be a little hesitant and be like, okay, what happened here?
Again, in the moment, you think it's gone, but we know not. And I kind of thought there was going to be an ending scene like the first one to further go into the first Conjuring snippet, but there wasn't. So I'm like, for however 20 years, give or take, the nun is just possessing Maurice the whole time, and he's been normal? Or are there more events if they were to make a nun free for like kind of what goes on there? You exorcised it, I guess, properly when they did um, the exorcism on Maurice. Then had the nun come back. She's so powerful.
Well, I guess the spirits are always there, but because the possession in the first Conjuring was not an inhumane spirit,
Right.
so obviously when that's gone, I guess like that spirit is gone. But this is an inhumane spirit. It's never had a human form,
Mm-hmm.
so it's way more powerful, way more different.
Mm-hmm.
You can exorcise the demon out of a person, but like after that, you still kind of have to
Right.
kill.
There's nowhere to. I guess because it doesn't possess an object like Annabelle did, they can't contain it. I think that's how that works. There's
So all
no.
we have
There's
to do is have
nothing.
Valak be a conduit
Yeah.
and
Find.
lock her up.
Yeah, but Valak doesn't like that. She goes right for the human. Why doesn't Annabelle do that?
I don't know.
I guess it's a. She's trapped.
It's just a preference.
It's just a preference. She likes being a doll.
But
Um. Yeah. No. Valak's scary. She's powerful, or he, whatever it is. And actually, she kills like a child, snaps her neck,
yeah, I was like, damn.
blood on the wall. I'm like, all right, we're getting into some actual demon power. You're showing the power what she can
They
do,
weren't afraid to kill people in this
right?
one.
They killed the father of the priest in the beginning, set him on flames. They kill a child, probably like 12, just delivering stuff to Maurice. And, we go through the whole sequence, and then you just see her get lifted up. You don't see it happen, then snaps her neck, blood everywhere, dead. Awesome. Awesome.
Awesome, awesome.
Awesome. Show the menacing powers of the. Now, showing the power of that, they got to get the eyes of Lucy. And that apparently will bring. It has like the power of what angels have. So it's not going to turn Valak back to an angel and to be accepted by God. But
Yeah.
it'll give her like the unholiness power of literally like Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. If you want to have like a reference, that's kind of what they just describe. She got that, and she did jack shit with it. Why can't you just kill everybody at that point if you're that powerful? Plot armor. Obviously, you snap the kid's neck. Why can't you do that to everybody? Power scaling. You introduce this awesome power scaling, and then you don't bring it back again. It's kind of it's like why?
I mean, they had to have some way to keep
No, I
Valak
know,
alive
but
and diminish her power a bit, which it sucks to see the inconsistency.
like if you're that powerful without it, and then you get the artifact, and you don't do anything, you don't kill anybody with it. And they also killed the madame, the kind of the mother superior, I
Yeah.
guess the warden. She's kind of a warden of the boarding school,
Definitely.
and then she kills her too. Killing people that don't matter. Kill somebody.
Yeah.
None of these characters come back. You can kill them all.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it should have been an ending, but they can't do it because Maurice needs to be alive,
Well, no,
which
keep
sucks.
him alive and have him kill everybody. And he just goes off.
Oh.
You could do it that way. Again, not a happy ending, but sometimes those don't
Unfortunately,
exist.
people, especially like a big blockbuster like this one, because it's part of this bigger universe. I feel like the Conjuring one. I feel like the Conjuring one could have definitely got away with like the demon winning, only
think
because
so.
it's like the first one. But at the same time, this follows Ed and Lorraine's story,
Because it's a true story, they could.
Yeah,
and obviously they want to enlighten
all these
the
are
hoaxers.
gonna be like mostly like happy endings.
Right.
So to see that, but it was just it sucks that you can't do anything more with Maurice's character because I felt like it was like a nice, as much as it would have been very simple to just literally like what they did, like they thought he was dead, and like that was the only way to do it. Like,
right.
I feel like it's like it would have sucked, but it's like you hype these characters up to be like to have like to care about them because you're like, okay, you want Maurice to get with this girl,
right?
And then he dies because he can't because he's been possessed this whole time,
right?
Like that would have been so like actually good because you cared about it. It's a bad ending, but I mean it fits. But like,
so maybe they did get together because I don't know. I know they reshot the scene in The Conjuring 1 when they're explaining the exorcism. of Maurice because there was added footage there. They gave him the name Frenchie. That was never established, I don't think. So, and they do say after they exorcised him, he killed his wife and killed himself. So maybe that was they got together and killed her.
Yeah, I'm assuming that they got together.
Maybe that was the wife he killed.
Which sucks.
And where's the daughter at? Where's Kate at?
So that's why it would have been nice to actually have an actual proper ending. I feel like I feel like Sister Irene's story is kind of like at an end at that point.
Yeah.
Even though like she kind of fights back Valak,
Mhm.
like Frenchie or Maurice dies, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I guess it's over." And oh, Val comes back, he's still alive.
Yeah.
And then it's like a whole new. Like I feel like the ending was like very drawn out.
It was like a fake out 3 times.
Yeah, yeah, it was like I got old.
And it
like,
still didn't end because they didn't vanquish Valak at all.
yeah. So if we already know that Valak's probably going to return, if you watch the movie,
right,
and you know at the beginning it's established that Maurice still has that exorcism to go through.
Mhm.
If you watch the end of the first Nun, you know that. So if you
Right.
watch the Nun 2, if you watch the Nun 2, you probably watched the first one.
Right.
It makes you probably go. Most people are going to follow that.
Yeah.
So they should have just kind of had it where like, oh, they exorcised, and then we go and it's Maurice having an exorcism with Kate and all that, and that
Mhm.
happens.
And then going into that, other than giving what little backstory we got on Valak, these movies mean nothing. They don't have any impact because Valak's still here.
That's what I'm saying.
They're still
That's
alive.
why
There's no like
there's no reason to really like.
there's no reason for these movies to exist.
Yeah,
The first one specifically, we got no backstory. This one we got a little bit, but other than that, that could have just been like an excerpt in the beginning of one of these movies.
and we're never gonna see Sister Irene again. Like,
Yeah.
they could have expanded a little bit more on her connection with Saint Lucy. I just feel like it's just them saying, "Oh, she's a descendant. She has all these powers." I feel like
Mhm.
they could have connected it a little bit more to
Right.
Lorraine or something.
Mhm.
What was the timeline? Because like
It was 20, I think 1947 was the Nun 2. Conjuring 1 is 56.
when do Ed and Lorraine
That
exercise?
I don't know. But I do like in the Nun 2 they established that Irene is actually somewhat of a descendant of Lorraine. There's a connection there because in the one scene that kind of made no sense to me was they showed the scene from The Conjuring 2 when they looked in the hallway and the nun was standing there. That confused the hell out of me. How are you seeing? Are you seeing the future? That doesn't mean anything because you can't tell anybody. That means nothing. I think that was a single scene just to say, hey, they're connected. Like this is a lineage thing.
Yeah.
But that scene made no sense. To see 20 years in the future, more than that, that's kind of wild. The scene was just there to go, hey, look, Conjuring
Time's just
2,
an illusion.
right? So I do like how they did connect them, and I kind of like how I think Valak kind of has a vendetta against this family
That's what I'm thinking.
because Valak specifically goes after Lorraine to show them the future of Ed dying. So
Well, Ed, I guess. So it says here that they exorcised Frenchie in 1985.
damn, 85,
So when did
40, so 40 years later from the Nun 2. 40 years later.
because I'm trying to get a sense of like this timeline.
It's very confusing.
1956
Is the Nun 2. Okay.
is the Nun 2.
80. So 30 years later, they exercise him. So she's just chilling for 30 years.
The Nun 1 took place 52, so 4
Gotcha.
years from 1 to 2, and then 85. Okay, so like 20 years, about
That's
like
crazy.
24 years after,
Right.
or 20. Yeah.
So she's just
pretty much-
chilling in Maurice for
Yeah,
40 years?
I guess they like got Valak enough that he was suppressed for a while
Mhm.
because he didn't have any like
They're weakened, right?
yeah. So they weakened Valak for a pretty long time.
Right.
So
Then she showed up again. She's got the vendetta. She's like, "Oh, your descendant defeated me twice. No way you're gonna defeat me. I'm gonna come after you now."
well, however, Ed and Lorraine came across Maurice. I guess they went and
Yeah.
they did that.
Valak has to know. I mean, they look alike.
They look alike.
And she was like, "Nah, I'm gonna fuck with you now." I'm pissed
Well,
at you.
as soon I feel like maybe like people they're just drawn to this stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why like in the first one, why the Vatican sent Irene.
Right.
And I was like, I guess it's just like a calling that they have.
Mhm.
And I guess I mean especially Irene like didn't want to do it.
Right.
Even the first one, she's like, why I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I haven't even taken my
Nobody
vows.
wants to do.
The second one, no, I don't want to go back.
All right, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
And that's why the vendetta. That's why the nun has the Conjuring. He has to show up.
Four.
Although I think it's Conjuring 4. Although I think it's Annabelle in the trailers, whatever. But bring the nun back. Give her the end. Feed her. Can't do it definitively. Put her in a conduit. Put her in something.
She has to willingly take the form, though.
I know. Not going to. She knows. That's how I get defeated. And if she's the Marquis of Snakes, how come we never see her control snakes?
Other than
One
passing
scene.
the possession
Yeah.
on to...
Like, she's the Marquis of Snakes. She controls snakes. We never see that.
Yeah, more
Okay.
snakes could have been used.
If that's who she is, what it is.
She just took the form of a nun.
Yeah. And blasphemy, obviously, to make fun of
Yeah,
church.
demons love that.
But wouldn't you think, if she's taken the form of the nun, that the cross would have been upside down? Would that be a nice touch?
That would be.
To have hers be upside down? And if the other nuns, and they never reference the picture in Annabelle 2. I wish they would have shown them taking that. But they're like, oh, they take the form of us so she can blend in. She looks nothing like the other nuns. She's fucking scary as shit.
I guess from behind.
Yeah,
Can't tell.
No, you can't tell from behind, but come on. Like, she's not blending in. Scary. Yes.
Yes.
She
is scary.
That's what I think that's all I have to say about it. If you have anything more? I'm sure there is more, but this the main points that we hit. Again, character development I gave kind of there's nothing. They really don't develop much. Like really. Not a lot.
No, not like any like true development because
she does the same thing.
At the end of the day, it's
the same thing.
It was the same thing. They didn't like expand. It's just kind of like she's the descendant of Saint Lucy. Like none of it really has any meaning. Like we know that Valak comes back.
Right.
So I feel like they should have just. I mean, this is an hour and 50 minutes. That's why it feels so. It feels so long.
Yeah.
In general, I think like the middle and the beginning had like pretty good pacing, but it's really like the end, which is kind of like okay, like 3 fake outs.
Yeah.
Like it's like just stick to something. Might as well just stick to it instead of just like oh, okay. Then we have the sequence where Maurice is chasing Sophie.
Yeah.
I'm like okay.
It's a lot of drawn out.
Like it's scary. It adds like
stuff.
Some sequences. Michael Chaves does really good job with like the sequences and the chases and like all the scary, the atmosphere, making Valak feel threatening, but at the same time the ending doesn't feel like that. Just becomes suppressed. So they should have just stuck with it and instead of have like a huge ending. Which I guess they're not gonna do because I mean these movies are now like more like Hollywood blockbusters.
Yeah.
So
they're Hollywoodized.
It's like a whole like battle. I'm like
yeah.
I don't care for like the whole battle. It's like I don't know, like they're supernatural. I feel like they gotta stick.
There doesn't need. You don't need an ending face off. Just have like the first one. They do an exorcism, goes away. That's all you gotta do. You don't gotta have all these giant set pieces. Like you don't need that.
The
Which
ending.
Is why I have hope for the new one because it seems contained. It's back to the haunted house. The one demon, the guy with the lantern with the white face, he looks kind of scary. He's giving off some creep vibes. He's got like a white face. The nun changed form. Who knows? So,
but it wouldn't be the nun.
Wouldn't be the nun.
It has to be the nun.
Bring the painting back. They brought the painting in this one. The painting came back, and I said, oh, no,
oh no,
no thanks. But that scene was bad. With the paint in the second one, when her face like morphed out of it, that was bad. I was like, oh, you should have just had the eyes move or the head turn, not have her just.
That was like, and like
it was
her
so
face
stretched
contorted.
out.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and then we forgot to mention the whole subplot with like kind of the Annabelle 2 bullies, the girls. They're kind of in this different characters, obviously, but same kind of concept. They're just messing with Kate, and then I thought the one was gonna literally die. I think she should have died. She got like stabbed by.
Oh,
they claim is the actual demon, the actual devil. They say it's literally.
I think that's
the
just
devil
what the kids
himself.
say.
Right.
I think that's just what the kids say.
But it did take the form of like the devil, like a goat, the hooves, and CG, whatever. I think it was fine. It was kind of creepy. If you showed it a little bit more, maybe creepier. But it was kind of just when you have these big animals, it's not really scary.
Yeah.
But it was brutal. Literally stabbed the girl like right through here with the horn. I'm like, all right,
dead?
Kill her? That was your plan? Kill her? The Nun 2,
The Nun 2.
better than the first one.
Definitely.
She's scary. Bring the Nun back.
By a lot? Probably not. But it's definitely
It's still
way better.
I now
Michael Chaves did what he could. I don't know if he wrote, like how much
Oh,
writing,
I don't
or
know.
he's just directing.
Rewatching this whole franchise, we're done now. This is the end.
This is the end.
I'm actually really looking forward to the fourth Conjuring. This whole franchise has like 2 movies that are good. The rest are like eh, but I still love it. It's fun.
Still
You
fuck
know?
with it.
I still fuck with it. It's all right.
That's all right.
It's fine. So I'm looking forward to the end. Hopefully, it's not like kept saying Hollywood Endgame kind of. It's the big culmination.
That's
Like,
what
just keep
the
it
ending.
contained.
I really like the ending. Like I feel like they should just own it and be like, okay, like we can't have this grand ending. We're not like we're not Marvel.
Keep it contained. It is a shared universe.
And then the call, like, oh, Father Burke,
Yeah,
we're on it. Blah blah blah.
We're
Come
on
on.
Yeah,
I forget exactly what he said.
yeah. He's like, "Oh, you need us? We're on it." It's like, all right, you don't need to be called. Like, you don't need to be summoned like Batman. You know,
Yeah, I know.
like
It's just
you happen to come across these by coincidence.
like Ed
Someone
and
reaches
Lorraine had a
out to
little
you.
bit of their fingers dipped in here.
Yeah,
like
they're dead now. So.
I know, but like maybe they're like their last thing was like just make us
look good,
make,
not the hoaxers that we actually are.
Yeah,
Because well, on your own time, look up how much involvement they had in all these cases. It's like 5%. They did nothing. They just showed up just to make money. So
just a magic trick.
who knows? Maybe one day something will happen. Actually, was real, but until then, it's up to your
Next episode, you're gonna see us go to Am.
We're gonna. If Matt Rife said he's gonna open up the museum, it's not that far away from where we are. So if he opens it up, you bet your ass we're gonna be there.
You bet your sweet Bippy.
We're gonna do an episode there mocking the shit out of that doll. I'm gonna rip her head off, and I'm gonna bring that painting. And we're gonna have Valak and Malith at one. They're gonna combine into one super demon.
Oh my god.
Then we're not gonna do that, but we will go to the museum. I think it'd be awesome. Anyway,
I'd be all afraid. I don't know. So it's kind of like I don't like
doll.
truly believe, but it's like, do I want to find out? Like
You just gotta respect the doll. Don't talk bad to it. Don't tap the glass, and you'll be fine.
We'll do all those things.
Put on protective gear.
But the museum is the Warrens' house, right?
Yes.
So does it have all the little trinkets in there too?
Yeah, the museum in the movies, I think, is actually their real life. They use the actual. They just replaced the Annabelle doll, but I think everything in there is like a 1-to-1 remake of their real. Look up YouTube videos.
So
they used to do
shouldn't touch anything.
No, they used to do tours of it though, and then it got closed down because they lost the rights to their land ownership, whatever, and that's when Matt Rife bought it back. So it was weird. Like they lost their land, property, all the government stuff. So they had to close it down. But now it's open again, or soon to be. So I think it's cool.
We're gonna get a bunch of 3 a.m. video people.
3 a.m. going.
We're gonna try to sneak into the Warren's house,
and then we're gonna have Annabelle comes home in real life. That's all I got for the Nun 2.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all.
That's really all.
It's a fine. I think at the end of the day, it's a good movie. There's some enjoyment. It's creepier than the first one. He did the Nun well. There are some real unsettling scenes. So yeah, good. Michael Chaves, I think they found their director going forward. He's doing a lot of these movies. And I think after phase 1, depending on how well Conjuring 4 does, I don't think the Conjuring movies are done. I think it's just Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are done. And then they might do previous cases when they're younger. You know, they might do like prequels.
Oh, so then they're gonna recast.
Because they did introduce the young versions of them in the Conjuring 3. There was like a scene where they were younger. So I'm sure they're gonna find a way to keep that going. Maybe more Annabelle, you know.
Yeah, they gotta milk that cow.
And they won't be no true stories. Because they're dead.
Gotta milk them. Gotta milk them cows.
Milk them cows. Because they make money. Surprisingly, The Nun is I think it's the worst rated movie, but it made the most money in the box office. That's why they made a second one. Surprisingly, that one made the most money. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me why. I
think it's like the
aura
Nun is just scarier than Annabelle.
It's the aura.
Annabelle's still pretty scary. It's a doll, but like I don't know, the Nun, the face is so much more terrifying.
The legend behind Annabelle is scarier, but the Nun itself scarier than the legend. You see it. Annabelle is just a doll. The Nun,
Like
no
around where
thanks.
like I don't see nuns in real life.
Yeah.
So like
And nuns by
I feel like
themselves are kind of creepy.
I feel like now that like if I see a nun, I'm like, okay, well, there's really like no reason for a nun to be around here. I
Yeah.
swear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be creeped out.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm gonna stay away.
So that'll be it. That's our review for The Nun II, and the conclusion of the franchise ranking until The Conjuring The Last Rites.
Yeah.
So look forward to that in the near future come September time. And yeah, next week, I don't know. We'll decide what we're going to do. We don't know.
I don't know.
We're at a loss because we're done.
We're done.
We're done with the franchise. So until then, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We appreciate all the views and all the comments. Follow us on all of our socials. We're everywhere. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. No, we're not. We're not on Twitter. We're on Threads.
Threads.
And obviously YouTube. Daily trivia. And we fumbled the past 2 weeks. I fumbled. There's no question of the week. So we're going to bring it back here. And I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think is the scariest demon we've seen on screen in the franchise? Let us know your thoughts.
Crooked man.
The Crooked Man. And we will catch you next time.
See ya.
Boo!